Hello my dear students, now we are studying boilers. Before we are studying the boilers, let us know what you mean by boiling. As we have studied in case of the steam formation, when at NTP condition, normal temperature and pressure, the water will converted into a steam at 100 degree centigrade temperature. That means when the water will reaches 100 degree centigrade at NTP condition, it will starts boiling, means converting from liquid phase to vapor phase. It will starts. So that is called as the steam formation. We have studied that how the enthalpy of the water or a vapor will changes. That one we have studied in case of the steam formation chapter here. And properties of the steam, how they are changing also we have studied with the formulations. So next question is, why to make that liquid water to steam? That is the main question here. Why to make steam? Is there any necessity of the steam? Any applications are there? Definitely. The answer for this one is yes. There are so many things are there. There we need a steam. For example, in case of the thermal power stations, if we want to produce electrical energy, for that purpose we need to run a steam turbines. Steam turbine is a equipment that is a prime mover, will converts from the mechanical energy to from the fluid energy, that is a steam energy that has a very high enthalpy, to the mechanical energy. That mechanical energy will be converted into a electrical energy in the generator. So therefore, not only in thermal power stations for the power production, and also in case of the nuclear power stations, wherever that power generation it is there that steam generation or steam is required. So this is one that application where we need a steam. That is one is what here now we need in case of the power production here. For the power production we need a steam here. Very important. Power, every day we need a electrical power. So therefore for power production very high steam is required. Right. So next one, some many chemical processes are there. Like in case of the food processing industries, some many other processing industries are there. Some drying processes are there. In all the processing units or chemical industries and also some food processing industries, for all the processing industries we need a steam. So for that purpose we require a steam. So therefore for processing here, for processing we need a steam here now. Steam we are getting from the boiling here now. Okay. So next one, in older days we have studied that is a steam engines. So trains are there, they are moving with the help of that steam. So that is the locomotives here now. That is locomotives, there also we need a steam here. Likewise, in many applications we need a steam. So therefore we have to produce a steam from the water. So next, the where to produce it? That question comes here now. Where to produce and how to produce and who will do this now? So very simple. That answer for this one is this chapter. That is the boiler. The boiler is the equipment. It is a container just a container it is. So in that container there will be the water. Sometimes the water is available in the container. Sometimes we are passing the water through the tubes in the container or in a space or a container like that. What we will do? The very simple thing, we are go on adding the heat to that water in the container or in the tube here. So what happens when we are go on adding the heat to that water? As we know, in case of the steam formation, at a particular pressure, at a particular normal NTP conditions, so definitely it will starts boiling. Starts boiling means the water will starts converted into the steam here. So the total this arrangement, the heat production by burning the fuel, maybe it is a coal, maybe it is a wood, maybe any other things that is a fuel. By burning the fuel we are getting the heat, and that production of the heat, that is some separate equipments are there for that. This is a heat production equipments or arrangements. So next one, there will be the water containing drums or pipes or water circulation systems. That is a water. Only in these two between these two, that is the interaction will take place. Heat will be added to the water will be converted into the steam after boiling here. So therefore, to produce a steam with the application of the heat from the water, that arrangement has been made. That system is called as the boiler system. In the simple way, it will be called as the boilers here. So now this is the boilers here. Just we will study here now already. There are two types or three types of the steams we have studied. Three types of the steams we have studied. One is, that is a wet steam. We have studied that is a wet steam. Wet steam means there will be the mixture of that water, liquid water molecules plus dry vapor will be there. Then it is called as a wet steam, as we have studied. The next one will comes here now. That is the dry saturated steam. Here. Dry saturated steam means just it is saturated at a particular pressure and temperature. In that there is no liquid water molecules here. So dry saturated. Again, if we added the heat here now, that the steam will becomes a superheated steam with a very high pressure, high enthalpy superheated steam. Superheated steam is a steam. It has a very high enthalpy and pressure as well as temperature. Means what? It has the energy or a heat energy. That heat energy we can be converted into a work. Means what? In superheated steam, that the steam particles are there, they are in high motive power here. So that superheated steam will move on the surface of the blades of the turbine. Then definitely blades will rotate on the rotor. Then definitely it will be converted into a mechanical energy. Heat energy that is available in the steam is converted into rotary mechanical energy in case of the power generations here. So therefore, this is about types of the steam here. So next one, is there any classification of the boiler? Yes, definitely there will be the classification here now. So the classification of these boilers are, there are many ways of the calculations, many ways of the classifications are there. One main classification is based on the firing here. Main classification is based on the firing. There are two types are there based on the firing. One is a water tube that boilers, and another one is that is a fire tube boilers here. Water tube boilers means in the tube water is flowing. Outside the tube there will be that fuel is burning. Then heat will be added from the outside. In case of the fire tube means the fire is there, that fuel will be burning inside the tube, and outside the tube there will be the water here now. That is called as the fire tube, that boiler here now, reverse way. So in these two boilers we are studying in detail in this chapter. One fire tube boiler we are studying, one water tube boiler with the neat sketches we are studying here. So second one is here now, water circulation, based on the water, that is a circulation here now. Water circulation. So how this water circulation? There are two types of the water circulation. One is a natural circulation. One is a natural circulation here now. Another one is a forced circulation. Natural circulation means what? If the tube is in horizontal like this here now. So what happens? Water will start moving from here. It will go down. How it will goes down? Due to the gravity. Due to the gravity, the water will automatically it will goes down here now. No need to force it here now. So that kind of circulation of the water, if it is used in the boiler, that is the natural water circulation boiler here now. Forced circulation means, for example, tube is like this. Water, if you want to transfer the water from the bottom to top, then so naturally it will not move here. So therefore we have to force it by the pumps and all. So therefore we have to force it with the help of the external agencies like pumps. So then that kind of boilers are called as the forced boilers. Forced water circulation boilers here. So next, the third one here now. So third one, so based on the pressure here, how much that pressure that total system will withstand, steam pressure. So based on the pressure, it will be classified as high pressure and low pressure boilers. We are classify. Low pressure boilers usually used for the processing purpose. High pressure boilers, usually these are used for the power generation. That purposes we are using here now. So next one, so again we can classify based on the applications here now. Fourth one, we can classify based on the applications here now. So based on the applications, as I have told, for the power generation also we can classify. Power generation also we can use. Processing purpose also we can use. Locomotive purpose also we can use. It is based on that applications also we can classify here in this case. And next one is, fifth one is based on the fuel here. Fuel used here. We can classify based on the fuel used. So it may be the coal fired here now, the coal fired boilers, the diesel boilers here now, like that. So we can classify the liquid fuels, solid fuels, and also nowadays agricultural waste, municipal waste also used as a fuel to produce a heat. By that we can produce that superheated steam also here now. So this is also one classification based on the type of that fuel is there, and based on that the mounting here now, how it is mounted. Horizontally that boiler is mounted or vertically that boiler is mounted here now. Horizontally mounted, vertically mounted boilers here now. So therefore this is about the classification of the boiler, how it is taking place here in this case. Now we have studied here, so what is the use or advantage applications of the boiler. Then we have studied the types of the steams. Then we have studied here now the classification of the boiler. In the next video lecture, we will study the one example for each here now. Water tube boiler and fire tube boilers here. Thank you very much.